Alright guys, we are back into the first semi-final of the Pixel8d Weekly number 2 between the recently promoted to Master iNveiN. I've seen this guy literally grow before my very eyes. He's now a Master. I want to ladder even more now so that I can keep up with this guy. And this is going to be a TVT here on Neo Planet S. I'm the Mish King. And right here, bottom left hand side, the orange Terran player, iNveiN of Fever Clan. Top right hand side, we have the Terran player in the red trunks, Team Vin's FlashKicker. And yep, that was some GSL style, but if you guys want me to do some GSL voice, then we've got Fever Clan iNveiN. And the top right hand side, we have Vin FlashKicker. And yep, that was the GSL intro, guys. If you guys want more GSL, just let me know. And I will go to Korea because it's actually quite close, but just please don't send me to North Korea because they don't have StarCraft there. It's a South Korea, guys. And it looks like, yep, both players opting to make a supply depot at their ramps because that is how awesome they are. They're like, screw the meta, man. Who needs to make supply depots within your base? And just really quickly need to make a slight adjustment before this game heats up any further. Gonna just disable my mouse scroll so that the mouse doesn't, you know, do anything completely crazy. And yep, barracks first for both players. These SCVs are spazzing out, man. And yep, barracks first for both of these guys. I don't know where the foundation of the barracks just plops out from. I mean, do they like throw it? Is that like in a Pokeball or something? And then they're like, oh, go.
Barracks.
Yep, exactly, Adil. And it looks like we got a gasless play from the Red Trunk Protoss. Ooh, I was about to say the Red Trunk Protoss player. I've seen way too many Protoss players today, but it looks like FlashKicker is opting for a non-gasless build. Well, we should be actually seeing Reapers out from iNveiN, as he has gone for a very early gas, so he's gonna try and put out some aggression. Reapers can be very, very good against Marines, especially in the right hands because of their regen, as Reapers regen a lot very, very fast. So it looks like the SCV will scout it. First Reaper is on the way. And I just heard some random noise in the background, not sure what that was about. And yep, it looks like we'll be seeing a very fast Barracks FE, which actually is a fast expand from FlashKicker. A little bit distracted by that noise in the background. Here comes the first the first command center, and I'm just not really sure what the plan here is from FlashKicker. He does know Reapers is a very serious threat. He does actually see the first Reaper, and the first Reaper did get first blood on this map, and it looks like he's trying to lock his base, but he doesn't seem to realize the Reapers can just jump in and out from his base. And with that regen, they just regen a ridiculous, an obscene amount while out of battle. And the first Marine looks like it will be sacrificed for the Dominion forces, but no! Sneaky, gonna go in from the back. Second Rax has been thrown down. Looks like the second SCV will be going down. This Rax is going to be extremely delayed. It takes a while to actually kill SCVs. Other SCVs have been pulled. The Marines have actually been pulled. Now trying to escape. Now trying to micro. And it looks like, yep, this is going to be a bit painful. Still leaving the SCVs here wisely and bringing one of the Marines over here to the corner. And it looks like, oh, iNveiN might end up losing his Reaper. Second Reaper does come to reinforce. The first Reaper's regen should start kicking in soon. Oh, the Marine on the high ground doing a lot of damage to the second Reaper. And it looks like the expand has just finished for FlashKicker. iNveiN's expand is only just halfway done. He is only now getting a second Rax, and additional Raxes are on the way from FlashKicker. He could be putting on some pressure, but the Reapers are a very serious threat. Although a lot of damage has been done by the two Marines on the corner, but the Reapers have made their way in, and oh, nice little dupe. And will they manage to clip off the last Reaper? No, he just survives with 6 HP. So very low. These Reapers are still a threat. iNveiN has to try and be proactive with them. Regen starts for this Reaper, and it should be up and about and at him very, very fast. And we're looking at an additional command center being made within the base. I do believe that iNveiN thinks that he's got his opponent by the throat, that he has this serious advantage over here, and oh, just running into a lot of Marine fire, and ooh, wow, 60 HP goes a long way when you are a Reaper. And these Marines could actually afford to be a bit more well spread on the high ground, just so that they can stop any shenanigans And we're looking at double reactors, a lot of macro, and I do believe FlashKicker is actually quite far ahead economically, at least until this third command center kicks in from iNveiN, who is now opting for a couple of additional barracks. It looks like both players will be going for some kind of bio mech play. Could actually see Widow Mines being made by iNveiN later on in this matchup. Trying to still be cheeky and wisely backing away, knows the threat of the Marines on the high ground, trying to find a way in. And the Marines do a lot of damage, and one of the... Oh my goodness,
Game paused.
And there's a pause right there. I do believe there is some lag suffered by iNveiN at the moment. And yeah, just wanted to say there that that Reaper actually ran into a lot of Marine fire, and the second Reaper actually nearly goes down. And I do believe some hardcore lag is being felt by the orange player, a friend of mine actually, iNveiN. Pretty awesome guy. I'm really proud of him that he's made it to Masters. He actually quit StarCraft for a while, came back, and Bob's your uncle changed his clan, got into Masters recently, so he's been training pretty hard. And yep, we're looking at +1 on the way from FlashKicker, just a lot of macro, and 22 FPS. Be a hardware issue. Arrow can actually cause a problem with Windows 7 and StarCraft 2, as I've noticed that if you disable arrows, sometimes the FPS can actually drop quite dramatically. And yep, I actually had this problem some time ago, and Explorer is off. Interesting that he's got Explorer off. Not really sure what could be causing this issue. Could be overheating or lack of drivers. Trying to figure out what the problem is over here. And interesting. Very interesting. I'm looking into my crystal ball, and I do believe this probably is a hardware issue. Everything is installed, blah, go.
Game resumed.
And yep, the game continues, and it's really sad if iNveiN loses this game just due to lag, because he has actually grown a lot. I would love to see him get the title of Pixel8d champion, and it looks like the third orbital command is on the way for iNveiN. He's getting his additional barracks is up. His production is going to be kicking in quite heavily. But his opponent is already going to be leaps and bounds ahead of him in terms of upgrades. And what are we seeing? Just the first Reapers at the front. Just trying to get in, and he's going to run into a lot of Marine fire. And no, Wisely backing off at the last second. And Wisely not any stim over there, although stim has yet... Actually, stim has in fact finished. Actually, no, stim hasn't finished. That's quite interesting. I could have sworn stim had finished, but no, he opted for the combat shields, and stim will be way ahead for iNveiN rather than FlashKicker. And iNveiN is stocking up a lot of Hellions, and the question is, could he be going for Battle Hellions? As Battle Hellions can, Hellions in Battle Hellion form, or Hellbat form, can actually get healed by medevacs. So they are actually very viable, and they can just melt through Marines and be, well, viable tanks actually, while your Marines at the back can just do terrible damage. There are a lot of Hellions over here, and note that these Marines do only have combat shield. They will be much more durable, but they will not have that additional punch, and if they clump up, it could be game over. And a lot of these Marines are lining up, and now just try to play a game of cat and mouse. Going to be sniping off this SCV so that there will be no expand. And yeah, I do believe FlashKicker should be trying to spread out these Marines. He is attempting to, but they're trying to clump up as best as they can, as Blizzard has designed this game that way. And it looks like Wisely backing off. He has instilled a lot of fear in his opponent, which is something that you learn at a higher tier. You got to keep your opponent on his toes, got to keep him sharp, got to keep him wise. And the third command center is coming out, but note that +1 is done actually for the red Terran player here, while iNveiN has only just started. He does have a lot of Hellions though, so these Hellions will pack a punch, and now getting his third behind this, so he'll be putting some pressure in This is some really nice play from iNveiN, actually. Additional barracks are coming down, so he is expanding behind what could possibly be some pressure coming in. And what are we seeing here? An armory is on the way. The upgrades are going to continue churning out as there has been a serious break in upgrades. And oh, it looks like FlashKicker wants to be aggressive, but it has been scouted out by iNveiN, and there's a push coming. iNveiN is just positioning himself and trying to get into a better position, I should say. But the thing is, there's a lot more DPS in this army than there is in this army, because a lot of the army consists of Hellions. But if everything is lined up, these Hellions will melt everything, and now trying to spread his Hellions as best as possible, actually his Marines as best as possible. But as you can see, the Hellions, if they can't catch the units lined up, then it's pretty much game over. And right now, oh, he's gonna drop into the base, and he can micro FFS. The lag proving to be the demise of iNveiN in this game. The first game of the semi-final. And oh, a lot of the Marines have actually lined up in this choke and doing a lot of damage, but now a little micro. The Marines have torn everything apart. Neo Steel everywhere. And yep, GG comes down. FlashKicker takes game 1.